Good morning, sweet ladies. Thank you for joining us in Fire Above Rubies today. Please forgive me, as I said yesterday. I'll be coming to you yesterday and today, very early in the morning for me, so apologize for puffy eyes, tired face. But today is the last day I will be coming to you for the rest of the year. You will have guest speakers the next couple of days, and they're going to do such a phenomenal job. I'm excited to hear from them. But this last day that I will talk to you for 2016, we're going to talk about a serious topic, which is the crucifixion of Jesus. That was a day in his life that is the reason we are all here, because he took all of our sin, all of our shame, all of our guilt, every mistake we've ever made, and he hung it on a cross, and he stayed there willingly for you and I. But as I said, the focus for Jesus in these last moments of his life, these last stories that we're looking at, the focus for Jesus is hugely on people, on serving, on loving, on compassion, just as it was through his whole life. And yet there's this like magnifying glass where he is intensely focused on people and serving and loving. And so in this moment on the cross, which is heavy and hard to talk about, I'm going to focus on his thoughts during this time if I can do any justice to them. Jesus in this moment has a conversation with a thief that's hanging on a cross beside him. That thief recognizes who he is, and that thief asks that he would have mercy, that Jesus would have mercy on him. And Jesus tells that thief that he will be with Jesus in paradise that day. He could have said, "Leave me alone. I'm in pain." He could have said, "Leave me alone. I'm hurting. I don't want to talk to anybody because I am in the worst moment of my life." But that's not what he said. He could have looked at those who crucified him and damned them to hell, literally. He could have looked at those who held the hammers and the spikes, who hung his flesh on that cross, and said, "Father, deal with them. Heap coals upon their head. Torture them, torment them." He could have asked anything at that point. And yet, what does he say? Most of you are familiar with it. He says, "Father, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand. They don't know the pain and the hurt. They can't comprehend." He looks at John and he says, "Behold your mother." He's telling John to take care of Mary. He's telling John, "Take care of my mom." In this deepest, darkest, horrible day in his life, he's saying, "Please take care of my mom. Take care of somebody I love." He's looking after people. The whole time he's on the cross, the whole time he's being mocked and brutalized, he's taking care of people. Ladies, our lives, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, our lives are about people. If you're a Christian woman, your life is about loving people and serving people. If you're an introvert, you might only be able to handle loving and serving one person at a time, and that's okay. If you're an extrovert, you might be able to handle loving and serving 5 or 10 or 15 people at a time in your life and relationships going on. But we need to be about our Father's business and loving and serving people. Your reading passage for today is Matthew chapter 27, verses 47 through 55, I believe is where you're at. You might have to correct that just a tiny bit. It's very early here. But I want you to know in these last few days of being in Fire Above Rubies for this year, before we change into a new year, I want your focus to be on people, on serving, on loving, on having compassion. Wherever you find yourself at in life, even if you find yourself in the middle of a storm, do not forget to take time for people. Jesus was at his worst. He was in his deepest, darkest moment, and he took time to love people. Let's follow his example. This message is going to go out specifically to my sweet sister, Kayla. She's told me a couple of times her testimony and the life that she had before she came to relationship with Jesus. And she's told me a couple of times that I am the first person to ever tell her this, and I want to tell it specifically to you, sweet girl, today. You are loved, and you are cherished. You are more valuable than you could possibly comprehend. You have worth, my sweet friend, and that worth is far above rubies. I love you all. God bless you, and I will see you on the first of the year.